has only been a short time since the Ukrainian army called for calm. In this short period of time, a sudden movement started on the front line. Especially the latest developments in and around Donetsk have dropped like a bomb on the agenda. In addition, the activity in the Belgorod region continues. So, should the recent events be interpreted as a counterattack? Do the latest developments on the front line prove that the counterattack has begun? As we will mention in our detailed map report in a moment, the front line has become more active compared to the past days. However, it is too early to say that this activity is the long-awaited counterattack, because we see that the latest developments are focused on a single line. Many experts agreed that the Ukrainian army's counteroffensive would be carried out along the entire long front line. Therefore, it is not possible to say that the Ukrainian counteroffensive has begun. However, the Ukrainian counteroffensive is closer than ever. Let's take a look at the developments on the front line on the map. First of all, we would like to draw your attention to Mariupol line. As you know, the city has been under pressure from Ukrainian missiles for a long time. Many strategic points belonging to the Russian army were hit in the city and the port. One of the important supply points was also targeted by the Ukrainian missiles. In our previous report, we have mentioned that Mariupol is of great importance for the Ukrainian army's counterattack. There are many reasons for this. One of the most important reasons is the city is very important for the supplies from Russian mainland. Almost all the needs from Russian troops on the front line are met by supplies coming from Mariupol. The highways and railways lines in the city ensure that these supplies are delivered to the Russian troops stations in the occupied territories. Another important aspect of Mariupol is that it is the eastern outpost of the line that will be open to reach Crimea, Ukraine's ultimate goal. Many experts and strategists believe that southern line of the Ukrainian counteroffensive will be established along the distance about 80 kilometers starting from Vuhledar and reaching Mariupol. As you can see, this line literally breaks the line between the Russian army units in the occupied northern region and the Russian army units in south. This increases the Ukrainian army's advantage in any operation in Crimea or anywhere south of this line. Another important point that makes Mariupol important is that the city is located on the coast of Sea of Azov. If the Ukrainian army captures the city, the Sea of Azov, which became an inland sea after Russia's invasions of Ukraine, will lose this feature. Therefore, it is possible to say that Russia would suffer a major strategic loss here. This situation also makes the Russian cities on the opposite coast of Mariupol an open target for Ukraine. In particular, the city of Yeysk, located 70 kilometers from Mariupol, will be under a great threat. As you may recall, the military aviation base there was targeted by the Ukrainian drones in the recent months, and the airbase suffered a major loss. It is quite remarkable that in a strategic city like Mariupol, Russian air defense system has failed to show the necessary successes. The city has been under intense pressure with the Storm Shadow missiles for a long time. In recent days, local sources state that explosions in the city have continued without interruption. In addition, according to the claims of local sources, the possibility of these explosions creating an air of chaos in the city makes the occupying Russian authorities uneasy. On the other hand, just like Mariupol, Melitopol, another strategically important city, continues to experience extraordinary developments. The city has been shaken by many explosions in recent days. In the past days, the Ukrainian army had hit a railway line in the city with the missiles and rendered the railway line unusable. According to the latest report, Ukrainian missile attacks on the Melitopol line continues without interruption. The city of Melitopol is located in the occupied Zaporizhia Oblast. Vladimir Rogov, the occupation governor appointed by Russia to region, has mentioned many times that the situation in the entire region is very bad and warned the Kremlin. Rogov recently made new statements about the latest situation in this region. Rogov made statements about Mikhailivka, located about 50 kilometers north of Melitopol, and stated that the city is under intense Ukrainian pressure. According to Rogov's statements, the Ukrainian army is carrying out intense shelling in the city. Local sources, on the other hand, state that the Ukrainian shelling is not the only reason for the activity in this region. According to local reports, many Ukrainian sabotage groups are targeting many points belonging to the occupation forces. However, these are just allegations at the moment. When we come to Donetsk line, we see that recent allegations of the counteroffensive has been confirmed. However, as we mentioned at the beginning of our report, the counteroffensive here is not long awaited, a massive Ukrainian counteroffensive. Russian sources has recently announced that the Ukrainian army had taken control of 2 villages west of Donetsk city center. After the seizing of villages of Novodarivka and Neskuchini, the Ukrainian army continued its operational activities in the region without interruption. The latest reports claim that the Ukrainian army made progress south of Neskuchini and liberated the village of Ostrozhvi from Russian occupation. Local sources state that the hot fighting in the region continues unabated. It is also possible to say that there has been some activity on Bakhmut line, which has been silent for a long time. The Russian army, which lost a great deal of power in Bakhmut with the withdrawal of Wagner, has not been able to compensate for this loss of power. As a matter of fact, Wagner group leader Prigozhin revealed this with his statements. Prigozhin claimed that the Russian armed forces lost a significant part of Brahivka, north of Bakhmut. As you know, the flanks are of a great importance in the operation to liberate Bakhmut. The Ukrainian army has been carrying out operations to strengthen its dominance on the flanks for a long time. Brahivka is a town of a great importance for the northern flanks of the Bakhmut siege. Although Prigozhin's claims have not yet been confirmed, the fact that the Ukrainian special forces have recently taken up positions north of Bakhmut increases the likelihood that this claim is true. As the north of Bakhmut, important developments are also taking place in the south. Ukrainian troops, which continue their operations in the direction of Klishivka in the south of Bakhmut, launched an attack to cut Klishivka from the north. The Klishivka-Bakhmut supply road is reportedly under heavy artillery fire. It is quite possible that the ongoing artillery offensive here will inflict heavy losses on Russia. As a matter of fact, the Russian army, which has a larger number of troops on the Bakhmut line, has suffered great losses in the Bakhmut war, which has been ongoing for about 7 months. Therefore, it made continuous deliveries to the front. After the capture of Bakhmut, the region was faced with the Ukrainian attack without being fortified. With the supply route cut, it is certain that the Russian troops will face new problems in Bakhmut. What do you think? Do you think that the Ukrainian counteroffensive has begun? How might the developments in the Donetsk change the course of the war? Will Bakhmut fall back under Ukrainian control? Can the Ukrainian army carry out a breakthrough operation against Mariupol? We value your views. Please share them with us.